Libra, hey, what is going on? Welcome into the channel. So happy to have you here always. My name is Deborah, owner of Purusha Holistic Wellness, and this is another episode of Purusha Intuitive, where we're going to look at your energy via the tarot, astrology, and any channeled messages that come through. So let's get into it, Libra. Happy day. We are in Gemini season. We are coming off of a new moon in Gemini. It was almost a week ago now, but we're still, kind of in this phase of building, growing. New moons equate to, or it's a really good time to set new intentions or adjust things that aren't really working. We're seeing more momentum in the collective with Gemini season. It's air element, so that energy can be a little bit more inspiring. It challenges us to use our mental more than our emotional, right? Our reasoning, the deductive reasoning, I should say, the pros and cons list, etc. Sometimes it's hard to find that balance, Libra, right? Because you're very good at seeing both sides of the coin. And just because the transits in the astrology have been easing up a little bit lately, doesn't mean that all of our problems are gone, right? Like there still is some tension. We're still fighting some tense people, situations. The fire element is high on some days, right? It kind of vacillates back and forth. Wind, air element definitely has a tendency to fan that flame. And so we need to be mindful, right? A lot of awareness, a lot of patience, a lot of just sitting with the emotions when they do arise so we can better process through, and none of that stuff is easy, right? That's why I like to start off with an energy cleansing. Just set the tone, set the vibe for the reading, cleanse out any blocks, obstacles we might be coming into. It's also a great time to set your own intention for the reading, especially if you've come in with something on your heart, on your mind, something you would like spirit to deliver messages to you around. Definitely give that over. Be open to receive. It's a great way to personalize these collective readings. And I also do personal readings. I offer a variety of healing wellness services. Readings are one of them. If you want me to look at your specific situation, how it's faring, where it's headed, etc., or if you are just looking for more of a rebalancing of self, that alignment with mind, body, and soul, I do energy healing as well as Ayurvedic or holistic wellness consultations. When we're feeling grounded in self, when we know who we are, when we are supporting our mental, emotional, spiritual well-being, that's really where we're manifesting our abundance, our happiness, our fulfillment from. We can't do it when we're disconnected from ourselves, right? We get ourselves into too many pickles, too many problems, right? But I would love to support you in whatever way possible, Libra. All the info to get into contact with me is in the description box below. All right, let's get into it. I bless you with pure love and light, pure source energy, pure loving grace. I release anything that is not for your highest and best. Any fears, doubts, insecurities, lack of worth, lack of value, pain, anger, frustration, impatience, overwhelm. Cleanse it and release it from our being so that we may see and understand the messages clearly and help to make me a clear and open channel for the collective. Thank you, Father God, Spirit guides, guardian angels, Mama Love, Mama Love. All right, Libra, your energy feels good. Like you feel good walking into this week. You feel like you're ready, you're prepared, or just that even if you aren't, even if something does come out of left field, you have this deeper level of faith is what I'm picking up. Whether you're tapping into your spiritual practices a little bit more, whatever that might be for you, it doesn't have to be religion. It can be 100%. But it can also just be this like confidence and trust in the fact that you will be taken care of. You're supported, right? The universe is always working in our favor. And as cliche as it sounds, it is true. Quantum physics has proven this. And, there is these values. Like I love to do this even with my own self, like remembering the times that I was stressed out about X, Y, and Z. How is this going to work out? Blah, blah, blah. And it always does, right? We always make it through. It does kind of look like you're dealing with someone this week who's dipping out, right? 100%. The overarching energy is this is not done and over with yet, but there is a pause button on something. It could be an intimate/romantic relationship. It doesn't necessarily have to be. This can be, someone that, business partner, friend, family member, someone you're close to, etc. That it looks like I said, there is a pause button, and I think for good reason, and I feel like you know this. I feel like as much as you're feeling good, as much as you're feeling confident, this might be someone or something who has a tendency to mess with you or to kind of knock you off your grounding, knock you off your footing, right? Earth energy is being blocked. There's something where it's like, it's hard for you to remain balanced. You are a sign of balance, Libra, obviously. You are the scales, right? So it's important for you to kind of have this middle of the road. Yeah, you like to veer off here and there, but at the same time, if you're not feeling centered within yourself, which this week it looks like you're a little bit off kilter. I don't know if there's some things that are happening in this dynamic that are leading up to this. We'll look into it a little bit more. It does kind of have this like runner chaser vibe. So maybe someone who doesn't really know how to deal with things, and so they I'm hearing like they just walk away, you don't hear from them for a while, whatever. Maybe they're taking time to think about it, and whatever. Everybody has their own method, their own process, but it definitely has this energy 100%. With them as the Two of Wands, there's something that they're not liking, and so it has a little bit of a punishment vibe behind it. The word ghosting is coming to me, and people do that, when they're trying to like penalize or escape, essentially, without taking responsibility. No shame. Sometimes we do need to like cut people off. I'm not saying there's not, take it as it resonates. 100%. I love this. So you're coming in as the Chariot. Again, really just confirming that energy of feeling good, feeling like things are in order. It is messing with someone. It's messing with someone that maybe had your loyalty to begin with. Someone that you were devoted to, committed to on some level. But as the Three of Swords, this is someone who it feels like they did you dirty. That's what I'm hearing. However that shook out. It feels like they really hurt you, and in a way where it's forced you to like come out on top, right? Not of them or the situation per se. Maybe you want that. I don't feel like you've necessarily taken that route of vengeance though, Libra. Like I feel like this has been more about you empowering yourself, right? You reining yourself in, especially if this situation dynamic provokes a lot of emotion, right? We're just coming from this time where in the astrology, it was like fire, water, just constantly playing off of each other. So these explosions, anger, tension, frustration, coupled with emotional outbursts. It was really hard to kind of find that balance. And so, and it doesn't mean that you had to go off the deep end or whatever. Everyone has their own level of that experience, but essentially it wasn't like helping. It wasn't helping. And whatever this person's situation was doing to contribute it feels like I'm hearing like salt in the wound, or they're just turning the knife in a little bit more. But it's because of their own problems, right? Essentially, and we often do this where we mirror the people's situations in our life, but with them coming up as the King of Cups, it's like they were trying to provoke you, i.e. that twisting of the knife, where even if like you were hurt or whatever, you were still extending some level of an olive branch. It looks like this is a way more mature energy than they were even willing or able to engage with, because they're coming in as the Two of Wands. And so that basically talks about like whatever they didn't like, they handled it with pure emotion. And now that things are the way that they are, there's this heavy energy of like you creating boundaries, you cultivating maintaining your autonomy, making sure that you are continuing to maintain this power. Like, you don't want to lose your grip, right? Like, you don't want to get thrown off your stride is what I'm hearing. And there's a reason that they're separating for a period of time. I do feel like this is about going within. I feel like this is about thinking about, what their next steps are. Because it kind of looks like this person either doesn't want to take ownership of their end of things. Like, it's like they're backing out, and they're backing out slowly, and like maybe they feel like they dug their own grave, so to speak. I don't know. It's just weird because it's like they're letting go, or like there's this distance. I feel like this is coming from you, however. Like, you're the one who's like putting down these consistent boundaries. It's a fair energy. Like, 3 of Swords, 3 of Pentacles is a really effing fair energy, Libra. It's like, you hurt me, but I can still be an adult about this thing. And like I said, they're not as much, and this is also why you're getting provoked. You're still showing up consistently as things are moving forward, but there's more to the story that's coming out, that's shaking out in this situation. And I feel like you can feel this underneath the surface. Be really conscious, be really mindful. Yeah. Okay, it's like, be careful what you wish for is what I'm hearing. Be careful what you wish for. You're in this energy of 8 of Pentacles. They're in the energy of 4 of Pentacles, meaning they're trying to self-protect. You're trying to figure it out, like figure out how it can move forward. They're also in this energy of the Wheel of Fortune and the Tower, meaning like, this is a lot. I think whatever has happened, or whatever you've said, or however you're holding down your boundaries is scaring them a little bit. Consider your foundation. You're being asked to look at how committed you are to love. So maybe you are, I don't know, but like I said, I don't feel like this is necessarily, you have a lot going on. There's other ways to communicate, I feel like, is what this is saying. This isn't a done deal, Libra. This isn't a done deal, and you know it. And maybe there is something valuable here for you. Maybe it's basically talking about how, again, like, be careful what you wish for. That's all that it is. Making sure that you're not making decisions out of pride. This is saying, find out more information. Don't overwork yourself, right? Don't take on more unnecessary burden if you don't really need to. Sometimes our pride makes us do that, especially if someone hurts us. Love is all around you. There is love everywhere all the time. Simply acknowledge that truth, 100%. We got to love ourselves too first, right? And sometimes when we are in situations that are extremely painful, we have to make sure that we're taking care of our pain, right? Because a lot of times people make choices out of their own selfish motivations, and it is what it is, right? And it affects us. It hits our woundings, and we have to figure out how we can give that some tender love and care, right? Just some extra love and nurture and support, and not necessarily look to that other person to make it okay, because generally they can't, right? Generally they can't demonstrate love. Find out what is important to the people you love and act on it, right? Showing that you are really working together. I think that there is that effort there. I don't want to downplay you, but maybe there are some things that are coming out of the tension, the frustration, the emotions that could be dealt with a little bit better, a little more simply. Because you don't want to shoot yourself in the foot is what it's basically saying. I don't know how that plays out for you. I don't know how it plays into the situation. Like I said, it's not done and over with. There's more to the story. Stay tuned. And I hope you enjoyed this reading. Thank you so much for your time, energy, always, Libra. I super appreciate you. I hope you enjoyed the reading, found messages that resonated for you here. Definitely drop comments below. I love to hear. I love to say hey, or just share in a little love, little TLC see. I so appreciate all the love, all the support to the channel. No, I'm sending it back your way.